Hi, my pretties. And today we're starting a new little segment that I'm going to call Twinsies. So, it's instances where we have Galvatron and a Galvatron. And they're basically exactly the same mold, but they're still kind of different figures. So this concludes our little tour of Scourge and Cyclonus and the other Unicron-created characters, and means I can then segue into maybe doing Masterpiece Ironhide and Ratchet side by side. It's not worth doing separate reviews because they're essentially the same figure, but it's nice to be able to show both of them off. So what we have here is the War for Cybertron Kingdom version of Galvatron. He is accurate to his cartoon design and coloration. I'll point out these two have exactly the same mold. I don't think they differ in any way at all in terms of their physical construction. It's purely their coloration. And over here, we have Galvatron in his original toy colors and also how he looked in the Marvel comic book. So this is the Galvatron I tend to think of for no apparent reason, but this one's grand as well. What we'll do is we will start off by showing you around each of them and highlighting the little details and paint differences. And so we will start here. So, he comes with a very nice little matrix of leadership. For no apparent reason, it's green. That's homage to the original draft of not the original draft, one of the very earliest promo videos, when they were trying to get backing for the film, you see. And in that, they hadn't really decided what the Matrix was. At that point, it was kind of just like a jar, and it's meant to contain Optimus Prime's soul or essence, what in later years we would come to call a spark. And yeah, in that original little preview film, which you can find on YouTube, the Matrix is kind of this green little blob, and it kind of looks the same way in the Marvel Comics adaptation as well. He comes with two little shotgun blaster thingamabobs here. So that's these guys. The original Galvatron did come with a little handgun, a little black handgun. These guys are styled to be ever so slightly different. So they split, you get two halves, and each half is designed to look like Galvatron's ship from the aforementioned film. So it's designed to look like the Vengeance, I believe it's called. And these are more or less in scale with War for Cybertron Unicron. So if that's of any use to you, he does come with that, so that's nice. Extra bits and bobs are always welcome. And the last thing he comes with is his arm-based sort of electrostatic cannon here. And this does, as with the original toy, separate, so you can take the body of the cannon off, pop it down there, and just have the barrel for purposes of transformation. You can see how that's been done. It's very nice. I'll show you the back half. Very accurate to his multimedia appearances in the third series and in the film. And lastly, we have Galvatron himself. So this one comes with some battle damage there, which I'm not entirely keen on. They did release another one that doesn't have it, but I've already got this guy and he's great, so yeah, what are you gonna do? I'd prefer to add my own battle damage if that's something I was going to do, but it's fine, it's fine. Let's take you in for a close-up and you can see what's going on. And so here we have the design for his head, and yeah, that's Galvatron, 100%. If any of you have owned the original Transformers G1 Galvatron toy, this guy's a heck of an improvement. The original toy is based on some unfinished sketches that they ended up having to change quite a bit, so Galvatron's toy is not particularly accurate to how he turns up in either the film or Series 3. Here's midsection, and you can see all the battle damage detail going on in there. Nice Tampergraph Decepticon symbol. And lastly, his lower half. We've got the knee pads of doom. And we have the little Galva boots down the bottom. These are one of the very few things that I'm not particularly keen on in this figure, because Galvatron doesn't have stonking great toes that just come out the bottom of his legs. He actually has proper little booties. And they've not really done that here. In the film particularly, it almost looks at various points like he's wearing spats. And I thought that would have been nice to capture, but hey-ho, you can't have everything. let's give you a little look-see at how you can pose and articulate this guy. So the head spins completely round. You can look up a tiny amount. Can't really look down because massive cleavage. You can move his arms all the way around. If you transform him correctly, these tank treads at the back actually lock into the tops of his arms, which prevents you doing, if I untab this, there we go. If you untab that, you do get some bicep swivel. But according to the instructions, that's meant to be tabbed in, so you don't get bicep swivel. I don't know. His arms do go up, although it does want to engage a bit of his transformation there, so there we go. Go up. Arms go back that far, and you get a double jointed little crunch there, so that's nice. You can twisty wristy the wristy when it comes to his midsection. You can spin about that far, spin about that far before he starts colliding with all his back stuff. We come to the front here. You got little skirts. Hee 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 hee. Galvatron's a girl. He's wearing a skirt. His legs will go up that far. So that's 90 degrees. And they will go back about the same. I managed to untab the backpack. Let's click that bat in. There we go. At the knees, you get 90 degrees of bend there. And when it comes to his little boots, you can bend them in a bit. You can't move them down, you can't move them up. He's got little heel spurs at the back to help him balance. So yes, that's our first Galvatron design. He's very nice. I like how accurate he is. I like the proportions. There is a DNA upgrade kit that makes him ever so slightly taller and gives him articulated fingers. You know me, I'm a fool for articulated fingers, but I can't be bothered. It's money I don't have, so I'm happy with him the way he is. It would be nice if they'd done something a little bit better with his boots. It would be nice if it didn't have the battle damage, but if you don't want that, you can get a version without. So that's all hunky-dory, fine and dandy. So now I'll show you around his brother from a different mother. Unicron being the mother in this instance, I suppose. This is Galvatron in much more of a homage to his original toy and his Marvel Comics appearance. So as I say, this tends to be how I imagine Galvatron when I think of him. His articulation is exactly the same, but you can see we've got quite a different colour scheme application. Whereas the other Galvatron has a purple chest and a purple head, this Galvatron has got that nice grey going on in there. He's also got grey hands, and he has grey knee pads of doom. Apart from that, he also comes with a ton of stickers. I'm not gonna lie, I really hate them. And that's odd because I like stickers. I like applying stickers to figures. I like trying to get them just right and all lined up and everything. Most of these stickers are fine, just some of them are a bit crap. Now let me show you what I mean by that. Most of the stickers on him are fine, but particularly these ones up around his head, his little crown bit, so his sort of samurai helmet / crown, that's curved, so that starts there and then it curves back inwards. These stickers don't take that into account, so the stickers crumple up in the corners, and it's happened there a little bit as well. And it just looks untidy. Most of the stickers on him are fine, like, these guys are stickers, they're okay. These bits here I'm not so sure about. Again, the stickers don't really fit the actual moulding, so let's go in for a closer look there. It's very faint, but you can just see here and here that there's little indents in the mould, and the stickers don't take that into account. So you end up with these little depressions in the stickers that don't quite work, and it's just very, very annoying. And it's the same thing down here, just above his little belt buckle, trying to apply this sticker and get it smooth and flat. It basically can't be done. It's always just going to look a little bit crap. And that's a shame. Like I say, I like stickers. I have no problem with stickers. I like applying them. I think it's fun. It reminds me of when I was little and used to get these things. So that's fine, but the stickers have to actually work. Alright, enough of me moaning about stickers. As you can see, there are lovely little applications for these stickers all over. We get little original style foil Decepticon logos there on his chest. His articulation is exactly the same, but I don't know, this guy to me says Galvatron slightly more than the movie coloration, and that's weird because I watched the movie before I discovered the Marvel Comics. It's unfortunate that Galvatron in the third series of the Transformers, after the movie, doesn't really do anything apart from just be absolutely off his rocker and scream quite a lot. In the Marvel Comics implementation, he's a very different animal. He is still battling with his sanity very much. He often personifies it as Megatron in the back of his mind. Megatron's just latent lunacy creeping through. But he has plans and schemes. I mean, it's generally accepted that Galvatron doesn't have any weaknesses, certainly no physical weaknesses. He's too powerful. In terms of his defensive abilities, he's nigh on invulnerable. In terms of his offensive capabilities, as long as Unicron exists, Galvatron has the capacity to draw power from him, so he can essentially become as powerful as he needs to be to defeat an enemy. Even after Unicron is destroyed, Galvatron still remains incredibly powerful. In one possible future reality that the comics establish, he conquers the Earth. He kills Rodimus Prime and strings him up between the remnants of what was the World Trade Center. But despite his near-seeming invincibility, which is alluded to by his name, Galvatron coming from galvanized, meaning to protect with an extra layer of metal through the galvanic process, his primary weakness is just that he can't stop plotting against anyone and everything, even his allies, even Unicron, who has made it very, very clear that he will punish Galvatron intensely for any perceived disloyalty. Galvatron is just duplicitous, evil. He's Megatron to the nth degree. As he says at one point, he is power incarnate. He is Galvatron. And this just captures that for me. There's something about the other design, I don't know, it just speaks to me as that screaming, ineffectual leader that turns up in Series 3 and kind of shows up into some weird stuff in the Headmasters as well. This one actually strikes me as dangerous. This evokes to me Target 2006 and Time Wars and. So, enough about Galvatron, enough about his ancient history. Let's show you how this bad boy transforms. And the first thing that we're going to do in order to transform him is we're going to come around to this side and we're going to unlock his cannon. And that just pops off. You've actually got two ports for it, so you can put it in his upper arm, just here, or his lower arm down here, because it's not entirely consistent where he had it. The only thing I've found, I don't know if it's just a manufacturing defect on mine, to try and put it into the top slot, it's quite loose. It doesn't really want to stay, whereas it's nice and snug down there. He can also wield it in his hands, if that's of any use to you, so there you go, there's that. It's a standard post, it just goes straight in and you can wield it like any normal gun. We'll pop that to one side, and what we will now do, we'll come round to it back. There is his back. And we're going to unlock these tank treads. There goes one, there goes the other. And they just peg in right there. We're going to unlock this little back bit as well. Again, that just pegs in on the back there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to fold his hands in like that and like that. Lovely. What we'll do now is untap this bit, and generally get him all, loosened up and ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll. So that's all good. And these bits are going to come down like that and like that. So you can see this bit here is going to open up. Come on, that opens up like that. Cool, his head will now fold inside. If we unhook the base of his chest, and then do that, that will all go in and get on nicely, like that. And this top now folds over, clips in, and that's all looking good for now. We're going to fold this down and round, and you can already see what's starting to take shape. What we will do now is we will come to the backs of his legs. I'm going to move this because it's rattling and annoying me. Pop that down there. We unpeg that. We unpeg that. We fold that bit round, and we fold that bit round. We fold in these little heel spurs up at the back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to join this together, so there's a little slot and a tab. So these two join together like this. If I can get them lined up properly. There we go. So that's all connected together as it should be. Ooh, not so much. Maybe it'd help if I took the base part out. Let's do the base part. So we can come underneath, fold up, and then fold out, and fold out. So Galvatron's alternate form, he only does, you can kind of kit bash together his handgun form. Galvatron does, well, in the comics anyway, did have a handgun form that he used once or twice. You can kind of kit bash that here, but it's not one of the official forms because, you know, it's like with toy guns, which is absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. So we folded that out. These guys will now come together. That's grand. That goes back up. And there. So you've got the back of his sort of howitzer type form. Make sure that's squeezed down as far as it can go. What we're now going to do is we're going to move out of the way. I'm going to take this and fold it sort of up and away. We're going to do something clever with that in just a moment. We'll do the same thing over here. And we're now going to, ooh, steady now. Fold that down like that. Bring his legs up like that. And this all starts collapsing down into place. We bring this little bit up to form like the top of his gun, his howitzer form. Give that a little squeeze. Make sure this clips in where it needs to go. Love it. We are then going to consider his shoulder pads. What happens here is we want, that's it, that's how we want these flaps looking, and these are going to clip into here. So there is, come on, the one, and over here there is a la two. Come on, there we are. Nice, nice. We are now most of the way there. All we've got left to do now is sort out his arms and the little tank treads. So for his arms, what we're going to do is we're going to double them up. There's a little peg there and a little hole there. That goes in like that. And it's the same thing over on this side. Little peg goes into a little hole. Like that. And then we can bring down his tank tread, and that sits happily in place there. It doesn't really lock, it just kind of sits. It's on a little double hinge and it just goes round in and then bends a little bit. Make sure that's splayed out as it should be. And there. That's Galvatron in his cannon form. All we do now is we take his gun, pop the barrel into his head, and then this little bit we store just here at the back. Ta-da! And there you have him. All ready to go, all ready to blast Starscream to oblivion. And one last little charming nugget that you only get with this version of Galvatron. You get a little rub sign. Let's see if we can make it go. So just hold my thumb there to let the heat activate it. This is something Hasbro introduced in about the second year of the Transformers, I think, because lots of companies were getting in on the transforming robot toy action, and they wanted something that would indicate only a true Transformer, and it's something that has that rub sign. When you expose it to heat, it will reveal whether the character is an Autobot or a Decepticon. Assuming, of course, you know, the big old Decepticon logo doesn't give it away for you. And here is his cartoon accurate cannon mode, so you can see how that looks as well. So again, we've got little bits of battle damage going on at the back. The cannon barrel is ever so slightly different. There's a little bit of misting going on there. Spin him all the way around. But yeah, he's pretty good. He's a very accurate Galvatron. Both of them are very accurate Galvatrons. I am very pleased with them. You've got the standard Hasbro Takara thing of, yeah, they don't have moving fingers, and you know, this bit and that bit, and this could be better and that could be better. There are always things that you can do better, but I gotta be honest, I'm happy with both of them. I got these as gifts last Christmas, and yeah, super chuffed with them. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Do you have these guys? Have you got any of the third-party Galvatrons? Because there's like Sovereign and a couple of others, and they look, I won't lie, they do look pretty dang tasty if you're looking for more of a masterpiece scale. And yeah, totally, I'd love a masterpiece Galvatron. Maybe it's something we'll get once they're done with the Raiden combining figures. Yeah, so I'm very happy with this, and this completes our little trio of Cyclonus, Scourge, and their evil, evil commander Galvatron. In any configuration of reality, he's a tough cookie. And he's a very nice figure. What do you guys reckon? I'll catch you soon. Bye.